Hey, what's good, Cowboys Nation? This is JC Wolf here with the Barbershop Talk. I'm JT, and I'm not here by myself. I'm here with my brother from another mother. He's on the opposition. He's on the Jolly Green team. I got my boy Maurice here to touch base on this key matchup, NFC East division matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. How's it going, Maurice?
Everything's been good. We're a week away from Thanksgiving. Thankful for a lot. I'm thankful for the Eagles. They've given me some heartaches, but I'm thankful that I got a winning team, and we're looking good right now. We're looking good.
That's what's up, and I'm thankful for my team. Thankful for the trades. I'm thankful for just Cowboys Nation just being able to stick together. It's been hard these last couple of weeks, but us being together, I'm truly thankful to just have one another and thankful to have you and the 14 Rings team with me and stuff. It means a lot.
Yes.
Enough with that gushy stuff. We're just going to go ahead and get into this matchup.
Let's get into it. This is going to be a good one, too.
Yes, 100%. I'm going to talk about the key things that I see the Dallas Cowboys in this matchup going against the Eagles is where, one, play as a unit, play together, be there for one another. Like I talked about last week, especially with just the situation with the late Marshawn Nealon, is that one another, we need each other. I want Dallas to be able to work together again, keep that core together. And I really want this to run through the rest of the season because the potential is there from what I saw from Monday night that if they're able to take that into each game and improve and get better, sky's the limit with this team. And I believe that at the beginning of the season, but things still had to gel together. Things had to marinate before they start cooking. And when they hit the grill, it was on. So the one key thing that I'm looking for is that my team plays sound football. They play stout. They understand what's in front of them. The Eagles are no pushover. They definitely have a really good offensive line. It may not look like what it seems, but when these guys go out there to play, they're like the Monstars. And they have a key running back in Saquon Barkley. And then they got Shipley. And then they got is Dylan still on the team? Or is that Tank Bigsby?
Tank Bigsby.
Yep. They got a three-headed monster there that can push the pile. But I also know that my defense has interior pressure that can sustain their grind. So it's going to be key for my team to be able to match up against the division, the reigning Super Bowl champions. My second key point is how my secondary is going to look against the Eagles wide receiver corps. I know Smitty, he's doing his thing, and A.J. Brown, he's been kind of a little upset. I can see this being one of those games where he'll take that frustration out on a secondary that seems suspect. So I'm interested to see how Revel plays in game 2. I'm interested to see how Caitlin Carson does in game 3. Hopefully we get Diggs back. I'm still iffy if we'll get him this game, but maybe on Thanksgiving we may get him then. But I was really hoping to see him this past Monday night, but I really think he's been battling this injury on his knee. And it's one thing that I know that when you have a knee injury like that and trying to sustain being healthy on it, it's iffy. You got to take as much time. You shouldn't rush back. That's why I was happy Revel didn't get rushed back the way that he did. And he didn't look too bad in his debut, but it definitely showed that there was some rust from being out there on the field, where I believe that getting the reps that he needs to this time around, he'll be a little bit better. I also know that he was doing some walkthrough practices while recovering, and he was going up against Pickens and Lamb. That's a nice dynamic duo where you can at least get your reps in, be able to see the practice and the walkthrough. So I'm happy that he was able to take that time to kind of see what the true number ones are, but also go out there to execute to able to stop those wide receiver ones. So my secondary is going to be a big factor in this game. Where how will they hold up? Will there be man? Will there be coverage? Will there be a blend of both? I hope so. And just to be able to lock down Smitty and AJ, I think that's going to be key. Also, being able to cover Goddard and Dotson. Basically, the Eagles, they have a really good receiving core as well. It's not showing as well, but if you're looking at it on paper, it's one that you definitely should notice and respect. So I believe that my secondary, if they're able to respect these guys, be able to lock down these guys, they can make this a very interesting game. And my third point, I want my offense to be clicking at all cylinders, which means I want Dak Prescott to be the point guard and feeding the hot hand. Over time, I've seen the evolution of Dak from young Dak to now. He's had multiple coordinators. He's had multiple coaches working with him. He's learning different things. He's learned from Garrett. He's learned from Linehan. He's learned from Kellen Moore. He's learned from Mike McCarthy. He's learned from Brian Schottenheimer. And I feel like being able to mesh all that together, you got what Dak Prescott is now. That quarterback that can distribute the ball wherever it goes. If he's the point guard, I like Dak as a point guard where if he gets the guy the ball, get it to him. Don't think on it, just go. Run with it. If he runs with it, blame the coaches. But I just want them to play freely. If they do that, we got a very interesting game. I want my run game to be improved. I also want the line of scrimmage to be improved because I know some of my linemen haven't been healthy and we're almost at full strength. And hopefully, seeing Carter and Davis man in the middle, it's going to be a dogfight. And for that, I want to see how Tyler Booker does in round 2 against the Eagles. I want to see how Tyler Smith does. Also want to see how my tackles can improve, especially sustaining the edges. So, 1, stay together. 2, I need my defense secondary improve. And 3, I want to see how my offense responds against the defending Super Bowl champs.
All right. So you gave your 3. I'm going to give my 3. And I'm going to start
Okay.
with consistency. Our defense has been very consistent and pretty dominant the last couple of weeks. But I'm more focused on our offense. Our offense has been sporadic this season. It's been up and down. It hasn't been consistent. And this is the stretch right now where we're getting almost into December and almost towards the playoffs. And our offense needs to play consistent. We know the weapons. You went over it. We know we have 2 great receivers, a tight end, a wide receiver 3. We have a couple running backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield. We have all the tools to be a dominant offense, but we're not right now. A lot of that has to do with a couple factors, coordinator, maybe the quarterback, but not really going to talk about that right now. It's just that we have it all. We just got to put together. And that's where my consistency comes from. Be consistent. Put together 4 quarters of great offensive football. If they do that, then at least we'll put some pressure on your defense to hold up for 4 quarters. We don't want to give them many. We don't want the Eagles offense to give you guys defense a couple 3 and outs. That gives you guys confidence, and the time of possession is a big deal. You don't want to. You guys have a good offense. We don't want you on the field for 40 minutes or 35 minutes out of 60. So that's a big key for me. Secondly, confidence. I need to see the confidence. We are the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champions. I need us to come out and play confident.
Yeah, undisputed.
Undisputed. We're the champs. We got to come out and play like it. We got to have that swagger on both sides of the football, on three sides of the football, special teams as well. Xavier Gibson hasn't really ripped one yet this season, but he has the talent to go all the way for a touchdown. And so do you with Turpin. Two dynamic special team guys who can really go up and down the field real quick. So I
True.
yeah, so I want to see this team play confident. Um, I don't think I've ever seen this season anyway. This team truly play like they're the bullies on the block. That's what this team could do. Last year they played like the bullies on the block. This season, haven't seen it. Haven't seen it yet. Um, yes, and that just comes down to confidence. Now, thirdly, strength. And when I talk about strength, I'm talking about both sides of our line. Defensive side, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. That's a strong 2-man tackle group right there. Um, Last week against the Lions, there was a blocking a lot of balls like it was volleyball out there. They had their way with that Detroit Lions offensive line. Now, I think the Dallas Cowboys offensive line is better than Detroit's. So we will see how they perform on another level of talent, which is the Cowboys offensive line. I want to see that strength. We added Jalen Phillips. Nolan Smith is back. Jalen Hunt is having an amazing run right now. He's playing out of his mind. Um, I want to see that strength up front. I want to see them push the line back. And if that happens, you're going to put more pressure on Dak Prescott. You're going to speed up his clock, and he can make a mistake or two. And with the Eagles defense, you only need to make one or two mistakes, and that could be GG's. So, strength on the defensive line, offensive line, it's going to be a little tougher because we don't have Lane Johnson, who has a Liz Frank injury. He's out for the remainder of the regular season. Fred Johnson has come in. He's a really good backup. Don't get me wrong. He's a really good backup. I have confidence in him to stand up on that right tackle spot. So, um, yeah, it's gonna be tough for them, but they can also display that strength that you know they don't want Quentin Williams, Clark, Overshown, all those guys. Also, they don't want all those guys to push them back because when they push them back, that could be bad news for Jalen Hurts. Same thing on both sides of the football. So I need my offensive line to display strength, especially when it comes to the run game. I think it's even more important for the run game because the run game hasn't really gotten off to the great start, or it hasn't really done anything all season, to be honest. Now Saquon Barkley is still Saquon, so he can rip one for 15 that easily. But the offensive line, if they can get that push, they can rip one for Saquon and he can go to the house on a 60, 70, 80 yarder. That could be the difference in the game as well. Because anybody who's ever played football or knows anything about defense, it's very disheartening when a guy runs with 60, 70 yards for a touchdown. Very demoralizing. So I want to see our lines on both sides of the football display strength. So with that said, that's my three keys to this game, this matchup. Let me give it back to you.
Appreciate it. That's solid. It's gonna be a heavyweight fight in this game, and the more and more I'm looking at it and thinking about it, we got stars across the board,
Yeah.
all over the field.
This is the
And
matchup of the NFCs. With all due respect to Giants and Commanders, it's the Eagles Cowboys. Let's be honest here.
big brother against little brother. It's always that matchup. The more and
Yeah.
more that I'm looking at it, I'm just like, you always see the Eagles as the little brother, and they're
Mm.
like creeping up there. They want to sit at the big table with the big brothers,
Mm.
and they're trying to earn that key. It's up to Dallas to be able to be like, hold on, little bro, like you still run this block, and hey, my defense got upgrades too, like Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark playing on the same side, like that's dominance there because you have that opportunity to go upfield, but you also can sustain the run. Like no doubt in my mind, my defense has been gashed with run plays, big plays and stuff. Like I said back on our pod, where when a team lines up against the defense, it's like when you play the Dallas defense, that's where your dreams come true. I want that to change this second half of the season. I want nightmares for these opposition. And Raiders was one. You just got to see how the Eagles play out for that. That could be a nightmare for them as well. And on the offense side of the ball, I know how Lamb and Pickens they execute, but I have an X factor in this matchup. I want to see how Ryan Flournoy does. I'm interested to see how Tolbert does, and even Turpin. I want to see if the special teams make big plays as well, because that's going to be key. And no doubt in my mind, we're playing at home. Like we're playing at the crib, and fans is gonna be live. It's gonna be jumping and everything. I just want this game to be like subtle, because you played them in the first matchup. You missed some plays out on the field. If you're looking back at the game, it was like 24-20. If you look back at the game, we had the rain delay. We had an ejection at the beginning of the game. We had a running back who ripped off a 50-yard run, got tackled by a linebacker. I still don't believe it. And then the next play fumbled the ball.
It is on the team.
That was a turnover. And then I had my star receiver drop the ball 4 times at key points when his name was called.
Yeah.
The little miscues is what hurt Dallas in winning week 1. And the more and more I think about it, I've really had a hard time figuring out what I was going to choose for the prediction, because a part of me was like, oh, we're going to lose this game. But that other part of me is like, yo, we've been waiting for this game. I wanted the Eagles week 1. I got my wish. So no doubt in my mind, I wanted to see Dallas win this game. Those miscues. If they clean up the miscues and play a clean game, be a different story. But also know that if those drops didn't occur, Dallas probably would have won the game. That's woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the matchup as a whole, this is what rivalry games are made of, where a lot is at stake. The Eagles are trying to really just shut the door on Dallas, especially in the division, to secure that first round bye. But then you have Dallas that's knocking at the door. That's like, yo, we can actually sneak in this thing and make a run. So a lot of things will occur in this matchup. I definitely believe that the Cowboys will come out on top in this matchup and be able to be one step closer to knocking down that door, getting in the hunt in the postseason.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let me preface this by saying, on Philly Cooking with Maurice last episode, I picked the Eagles to lose to the Lions. I did. I mentioned that on the 14 rings too.
Yep.
And it was in my prediction from August too. So I foresaw my team losing to the Lions.
I'm interested. Why did you think that?
Because I think one reason was I think it was going to be hard for the Eagles to repeat, or at least have a winning, not even winning record, but a really good record, like above 600 record. 2, I thought the Lions' offense and defense will be clicking. Their defense was very had a lot of injuries last season. I thought their defense would be better. I thought their offense would be clicking. Their offense was clicking until they played us and Vic Fangio's defense. I just misjudged Vic Fangio's defense. I misjudged how good the defense is right now. This defense is really good right now. And
playing in the 3-4.
Yeah.
You also got to count last year it wasn't a 3-4.
And last year,
and you have the linebackers now.
Yeah.
To be able to run the 3-4.
So, they have multiple guys with a young talent. Jahad Campbell. They added Jalen Phillips. He fits like a glove on his defense. Obviously, because Vic Fangio coached him in Miami, so he knew what he was going to get in Jalen Phillips. Jalen Hunt is playing much better than a lot of Eagles fans, including myself, thought he was going to play. He's really good. I actually think he's playing better than Noah Smith. And that's crazy because a lot of people here in Philly think Noah Smith is the second coming of Reggie White or something. I don't know. But
Stop the cap.
yeah,
Stop the
yeah,
cap.
yeah, yeah,
Stop the cap.
yeah. He's
Do you
non-tradable.
think do you think Phillips may have like that high ceiling like how Bond had when he got to y'all?
Maybe, maybe. Now let's not forget he's playing for a contract, so he's
It's
playing
a
for money.
contract year, so
Yeah, contract year too.
hey, Bond did it too.
Yes, and he got paid. We will see. But I'm not
Yep.
worried about the offseason right now. But
We'll get
yeah,
there when we get there.
he's playing amazing. Quinyon Mitchell is playing that first rookie year was not a fluke. He's a shutdown corner. We're gonna see how that fares this week because you have two number ones. So is Adoree Jackson going to be matched up on George Pickens? If so, that's a huge key matchup that we all need to pay attention to. Because although Adoree Jackson has been playing better lately, George Pickens is no doubt a star wide receiver. No doubt about that. Yeah, I'm not even. There's no bias there. He's a great receiver. Um, so, in my opinion, that's going to be the biggest key matchup of this game. Is our secondary against your two wide receivers. Um, I don't foresee both of them going off like they did against the Commanders or anything like that. But one of them is going to go off, and I'll put my money on Pickens.
I think you might be sleeping on Lamb. Like
If
I think a lot
if
of people are
Quinion is
sleeping
on
on Lamb.
Lamb, I mean, if Quinion is on Lamb, he might get one, but that's it. But we will
Oh, he might
see.
get one.
We will see. That will be the key matchup. Everybody there listening, that will be the key matchup. Our your receivers against our secondary. We will see how that goes. But real quick, I'm going to give my prediction for this game. It's funny because I said that the Cowboys and Eagles were going to split. I did say that. You remember that, right? I remember I said the Cowboys and Eagles were going to split. They won the first matchup at home. Are the Eagles going to lose this game? Do I put my homer hat on or do I be honest?
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna
put
be
your homer
honest.
hat on.
I'm just gonna keep it real. That's fair enough. Keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real and say the Eagles. I can't believe I'm doing this 2 weeks in a row. I think the Eagles are gonna lose this game. I think, and by the way, it doesn't hurt them. The game last week against the Lions will hurt if they would have lost that game for conference reasons. I say if they would have lost that game, that would have been hard for them to get their number one seed. I think for this game, they can lose this game and still be okay. Remember last year they were 13-4. And based off the rest of their matchups this year, the odds on paper say that the Eagles will probably be favoring every game the rest of the season. With that said, I think the Eagles can take this third loss right here and still move forward and win the division and win the conference. So I have the Eagles losing this game 28-24. Yeah. Still one score.
It's one score. One defense can shut down an offense. It could be a lower score than that. I think whoever gets to 24 might win this game.
Okay.
Or if it's one where the there's a puncture in the wound and things get a little crazier, then you think double digit points in this matchup. I just know that Dallas will. Yeah, I'm gonna say that they're gonna rewrite the wrongs that took place from week one, and what should have worked in week one, they're gonna deliver in this matchup. So I got Dallas winning this game. I got them winning at least by 6 to 7 points in this game. I think whoever gets to 24 or 27 will be the deciding factor to win this game. But I got Dallas winning this game.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a very entertaining game. Um, this is the class of the division, and this is going to be a big test for both teams. I think the Eagles need to get right, specifically with their offense, and I just think the Dallas Cowboys need to get confidence. They need to get on a roll. Talent wise, you guys have a lot of talent. It's just the fact that you just got to get it all going. You're getting healthy at the right time. You just got to get that ball
Yeah,
rolling.
that's the key. I really think losing Micah was like a bigger deal than a lot of people thought, but it also goes that it showed that see what the other guys had because I felt like these guys was hiding behind Micah. They don't have an excuse right now, and you're starting to see like okay how these edges are lined up and stuff. It takes a little bit to get going. There's a Raku doing his thing. Clowney is questionable in this matchup, so we may end up seeing someone else at edge. Maybe Sam Williams, or he really needs to step up as well. But I'm gonna leave this little note here, and then I'm gonna conclude it here. Uh, Number 4, I saw that he's 167 passing yards away of being the all-time Cowboys leader and passer. So he'll surpass Tony Romo when he hits that mark. I would love for him to do it against the Eagles. Wouldn't have it any other way. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and conclude this barbershop talk. I want to give a shout out to Maurice, my brother from another mother. Thank you so much for hopping on and being able to share this matchup with me because it's definitely starting to see this as a bad blood matchup. I normally wouldn't say that, but the little brother is like poking the bear right now, and big brother is going to have to wake up and respond. But thank you so much for just hopping on with me, man. Appreciate it.
No problem at all, man.
And yep, you can follow us on our main page, the 14 Rings NFC East podcast. That's where the whole group gets together. And no doubt in my mind, we're going to deliver a banger with this upcoming episode after these matchups. So, that being said, if you like what you saw, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to our first 1,000. And we're just going to continue to bring out content for you guys there. You can check us out on our social and media pages. And that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Blessings. Much love. Everybody have a blessed weekend. DC for life. Salute.
Go Birds.
Cowboys for life, baby.
Get the last word. It's your show. Get the last word there.
Yep, DC for life, y'all. Much love. Peace.
All right.